Prince. Prince. Oh, there we are. Finally got your attention. You look so peaceful as you were daydreaming. But it's getting late, so I need you to get to your room now. The Queen already went to bed, and said to make sure that you were well rested for tomorrow. So, how do you want me to carry you today? Nope. Walking on your own is not an option. You are far too important for that. So, you can either ride my tail, or I pick you up. You have to choose, now. That's so mean of you. My tail is very comfy. You're just saying that because you're embarrassed. Whatever, I'll just carry you. Oh, you're gonna try to resist, aren't you? That's cute. But you really shouldn't struggle too much. Isn't your arm still healing from the last time you tried to resist? You really shouldn't be tempting me like this. Accidents happen so often here, and the Queen will be so upset if her goods are damaged again. And it's my job to look after you and keep you safe. Please just let it happen. See? That wasn't so bad. I have no idea why you need to make a scene every night. The Lamias in the hallway? What about them? Well, of course they'd laugh at you. That's why you're here. Did you really forget that already? But enough about that. Let's get you cleaned up. Since you've been good, I'll scrub your back with my tail. Gently, this time. I promise. I'm sorry, really. But you have to admit, it was more gentle than usual, right? Well, if your back really is that sore, that's all the more reason to get into bed. Here, lay down. Don't worry, I'll be right next to you until you fall asleep. Oh, I know. How about I tell you a bedtime story? Oh, don't say that. You're never too old for a bedtime story. I know one just for you. Once upon a time, there was a wise little prince. His father was strong, but a foolish king who wanted to protect his kingdom and its subject no matter the cost. So one day, the king decided to make an example out of a nearby monster den. His son, the wise prince, urged him to reconsider, to remember all the years that they coexisted peacefully. But his father would not listen, instead choosing to gather a large squad of knights. And so, the king, the prince, and the knights marched towards the den that was filled with poor, innocent Lamias. They launched a cowardly sneak attack and unleashed their full power on the once peaceful den. Do you know what happened to them then? Well, then the peaceful Lamias were left with no choice but to defend themselves. But the king made it easy for them. It turned out he and his knights had no experience with Lamias. They didn't know what they were up against until it was too late. Apparently, it's not common knowledge that they can use magic to alter the strength and length of their tails and even the texture. So, the very desperate monsters use their razor-sharp scales to cut the soldiers in half, use the points of their hardened tails to pierce straight through their thick metal armor and shields the knights equipped, and they use their powerful muscles to finish off their prey by constricting them, completely crushing them along with their armor, until all that was left looked like a crumpled piece of paper, dripping with red ink. And they finished defending themselves from all the knights, and they focused on the king and the prince, who they surrounded earlier. 4 girls stepped up and flung their tails at the king, and they wrapped around his arms and legs and pulled a little until he was hanging off the ground. And then he kept pulling and pulling and pulling and... Hey, what's wrong? You're shaking. Is this story not relaxing enough for you? That's weird. It always puts me in a great mood. Just talking about it. I can remember the taste of his crimson rain. Oh, but it's far too late to be upset now. This could all have been avoided if you did a better job of convincing your father. But you couldn't, so he paid the price. And you, boop. Our queen didn't even need her tail to knock the sword from your hands. You failed your people. You failed as a prince. The king may be gone, but you are in no position to take his place and lead this kingdom. But despite that, our benevolent queen took pity on you and assumed control of your territory to keep it from an economic crisis. The looks on your leaders' faces when they realized these giant snake-like monsters living in a cave actually knew plenty about economic and political restructuring. In fact, your leaders were so incompetent, we had to resist the urge to just eat them and take their positions. We might have, if our queen didn't make it clear that the violence would stay on the battlefield. It's still an option if you don't behave, though. As I said before, didn't I? Accents are just so common. But despite everything you did wrong, our queen still allows you to spend each day at her side, ruling together. Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't seem like you actually control anything, but the people think you do, and that's all that matters. Whether they trust you to return things to normal, or they just want to blame you for their problems, either way, keeping you around is best for everyone. Especially you, since it's all you're good for anymore. It's better than the alternative, don't you think? My people don't ask for much from you. I think we've proven that we're not barbarians and that your people just thought we were. Just like how you're not the prince we thought you were. I actually admired your determination at first. You were confident that you would one day rally your people to rebel and take back your kingdom. It was pointless, but cute. And that was a long time ago. That spark in your eye has been snuffed out and replaced with a powerful longing. I've seen the way you look at me recently. I know just how you really feel. The truth is, you have come to enjoy our time together. We're not like succubi. We don't emit any pheromones to form an attraction. No, you developed that all on your own. Even after seeing what we could do, what we enjoy doing to humans. I know you won't admit it, but you think that's when you will have truly lost. That desperate part of you is cute, too. How does it feel, knowing that you betray the pride of your kingdom every single night that you listen to me? I already know. It feels good, doesn't it? You discovered a real guilty pleasure. And you can't get enough. You couldn't care any less what happens to your citizens, do you? They're just an excuse at this point. Even if we had our way with every man, woman, child in this kingdom, you would still come crawling back to us. You just don't know what to do without us. Well, don't worry. We'll continue to take care of you. Come on, you can stop crying now. I'll do that thing you like. That's right. Just sit still and let me... Good. Good. You're all coiled up and ready for bed. Can't see anything, can you? Oh, you're wrapped up entirely and completely at my mercy. could squeeze just a little bit and make your sleep a bit more permanent. But you know I won't. I've also gotten used to your warmth, and replacing it with someone else would be bothersome. Even if the queen decided that she didn't want you around anymore, I'd probably keep you by my side. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. Your father, the people, the other Lamias, the future. You can leave it all to me. Because right now, all you have to do is sleep. Boop. Good night, my prince.